All right, people. I don't know where to start because I've got two horrific stories to share with you straight out of the UK. And to be honest, I don't think they're even shocking anymore because we've seen everything. We've seen public beheadings, stabbings, street corner rapes, children getting stabbed. We've seen everything. Okay, you know what? One of the two stories is kind of unique in its own right. So I'll start with the less shocking one. Okay? Have a look at this. This just happened in Scotland. So without telling you, just let's start with this. Have a look at this. Look at this Middle Eastern man in Glasgow living in his tent.
Speak Arabic. Sorry, no, Jones. Is that where you're from, Arabia? You speak English? All right, mate.
Do you want to know what happened? Do you want to know why I showed you this tent? So, a young 18-year-old woman, I would say a child, girl, just because you're 17 and you turn 18 doesn't mean you suddenly become an adult. But yeah, fair enough. Legally, we treat you as an adult, but you're hardly an adult. You're still a child. You're supposed to be innocent. But, our politicians and leaders, the woke brigade, the diversity is our strength mob, multiculturalism enriches us. They have completely destroyed these once beautiful, prosperous Western nations to what I'm about to tell you. An 18-year-old woman was just walking by when this migrant who shouldn't even be here just grabbed her. Hot woman walking by, grabbed her, dragged her into his tent where he raped her. And then he said, okay, well, off you go. This is the world we live in, guys. This is the world these people have created. And whenever something like this happens, they tell us that, oh, please don't do that. Don't spread racism or hatred or division. This actually reminds me of this meme that I saw a long time ago. This is how cavemen used to live. You see a woman, bash her on the head, knock her out, drag her to your cave, and do whatever you please. You might be thinking, okay, Harris, well, this is 2026 UK. It's not that shocking. Yeah, I don't blame you. We've seen everything. I've played you so many videos, but this is normal. Okay, this is normal. This is normal, guys. Man arrested after teenager raped in Glasgow. Look at this. These coppers show up. Now they're removed 3 a.m. You know what? My grandmother, who grew up she was born in colonial India, and she used to tell us, obviously I was born in 83. So she used to tell us that she misses, we call Gora, as in white people, we refer white people as Gora, not necessarily in a derogatory manner. She used to say to us that I miss the Gora days, I miss the colonial days. She said nobody would dare to harass a woman. Nobody would dare, like people would fear the law. And obviously they witnessed how Pakistan, when Pakistan became Pakistan, when India got divided, and she said, wow, this is a shadow of a society that the Brits left behind. And but I think the modern UK is fast becoming Pakistan, or those third world low trust societies where women are not safe. And this is a reason why in those Muslim countries, that's their cultural belief that women should not be going out at all, period. Not even during daytime, let alone at 3 a.m. That's their viewpoint. If you're walking about at 3 a.m., if a young woman is walking about at 3 a.m., then, it is what it is. You're responsible for it. Okay, I did promise you that I'm going to show you a really shocking story. I think you might get shocked by that because it is kind of unique in its own right. Look at this. The Telegraph posted it, but they blocked comments. They don't usually do that, so they did it for a reason. And the Telegraph is not a woke outlet. It's a conservative outlet, but still, they still have their old standards of decency where we shouldn't talk about races and cultures in a questionable manner. So breaking, a 3-year-old boy has been thrown into a crocodile enclosure at zoo. The boy was rushed to hospital with serious injuries and is said to be in critical but stable condition now. They haven't released the identity of the perpetrator, but to the best of our knowledge at this point, the man was not known. He did not know the victim or the parents of the child. Look at this. A 30-year-old man arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after child. I don't know, for some reason. Okay, let's keep an open mind. It could be anyone. It could be a British man. Could be a deranged British man, because that is also possible, because, you know, every society produces deranged people. But we have seen that derangement a lot more in desperate people arriving here on boats. Can you imagine this? A 3-year-old boy was in a critical condition on Thursday night after he was thrown into a crocodile enclosure at a Cambridgeshire zoo. Now, a lot of people are saying that this is not a very diverse area, so we should refrain from making any assumptions. But okay, I'm keeping an open mind. Police said they had arrested a 30-year-old British man from Norfolk on suspicion of attempted murder after the incident at Johnson Zoo near Huntington on Thursday afternoon. But we know this doesn't mean much. British man, this doesn't mean much these days. This is the enclosure. So it would be a miracle that the child survived the fall. So yeah, this is life in the UK 2026. Let's have a listen to Sky News, what they have to say. Even they're pretending to be shocked.
Astonishing story that is coming to us from Huntingtonshire. A 30-year-old man from Norfolk has been arrested on suspicion of attempted murder after a 3-year-old boy ended up in the crocodile enclosure at the zoo at Oldhurst in Huntingtonshire.
Did you notice the language? After a 3-year-old boy ended up in a crocodile enclosure. Ended up. I don't know how he ended up there, you know? Probably got nothing to do with that man who's been arrested on suspicion. I guess this is probably the legal language they have to use to avoid getting in trouble. Maybe that's why legacy media cannot survive in this day and age, because they're too constrained by these legal limitations.
Murder after a 3-year-old boy ended up in the crocodile enclosure at the zoo.
Why could she not say was allegedly thrown by a 30-year-old man from Norfolk whose identity we don't know yet? And look, my instinct tells me that if he were a white man, we would have known everything about him. How old he is, where did he grow up? They would have done that straight away. They always go to extreme lengths to hide the identity of the perpetrator, only if it's non-native. That's what they did with the Southport killer, Axel Ruda Cubana. They've done that so many times with so many other people. And they're lucky that there's no mobile footage. That's why they're doing that. So take it with a pinch of salt. I doubt he is a British man.
At Oldhurst in Huntingtonshire, leaving him with serious injuries, according to Cambridgeshire police. That is just coming to us from the police service at the moment. They say that
arrest after toddler ends up in a zoo crocodile enclosure. Ends up.
They are with the boy's family in hospital as they wait for news on the treatment of their child. So that is the breaking news. A 30-year-old man from Norfolk arrested on suspicion of attempted murder in Huntingtonshire.
Look at this, another video that just came out. I know I said that I would only share 2 shocking stories. Well, hang on, there's another one. Look at this. No, I don't know who they are. The blackest woman.
Harrowing CCTV footage shows the moment a man was abducted from a property while a woman can be heard screaming, "Let him go." The 21-year-old victim was hauled from an address before being forced into the boot of a black Audi on December 29th last year. The court heard he was transported across Telford with his legs protruding from the boot of the vehicle before being assaulted, tortured and ultimately fleeing his captors. Haider Ali, 22, was convicted of kidnap at Shrewsbury Crown.
Peter Ali.
Fleeing his captors. Haider Ali, 22,
Haider Ali. Muslim.
was convicted of kidnap at Shrewsbury Crown Court. 4 other men, Jawad Hussain, Etihan Hussain, Fahim Chuan, and Shayan
all Muslim.
Hussain, pleaded guilty for their involvement in the vicious attack.
Sorry, that happened last year. We only know of this because obviously they just got sentenced. All Muslim. Sorry, it wasn't a girl. It wasn't a woman. It was a man. That's it, guys. Life in the UK 2026. Diversity is our strength and multiculturalism is a gift that keeps enriching us.